At Jiangcheng No. 2, high school tensions were high. As the National Unified Exam approached, the teacher urged students to prepare, especially those pursuing the martial arts path. Xu Jingming, sitting quietly, felt unease as the teacher's words seemed to single him out. Recently transmigrated into this world, Xu Jingming now found himself in a society where power determined status. In this reality, humanity had awakened supernatural abilities to battle beasts invading their cities. Awakening ceremonies determined each person's potential. When Xu Jingming underwent his test, the results were disappointing. His ability was classified as E-grade weak electricity, one of the lowest ranks possible. It branded him as nearly powerless in a world that valued strength above all. Mocked by classmates and urged to pursue the liberal arts path, Xu Jingming faced public humiliation. Despite the criticism, his resolve remained firm. Remembering how his parents in this world were killed by beasts, Xu Jingming was haunted by his helplessness. He didn't want to live in fear again. Offered a chance to switch to the liberal track, Xu Jingming rejected it. He knew the martial path was difficult and dangerous, especially for someone with his ability, but driven by pain and determination, he chose to fight rather than retreat. As the sun set, Xu Jingming remained on the school rooftop, rigorously practicing spear techniques, enhanced by his weak electric ability. Despite fatigue setting in, he pushed himself further, channeling limited energy into his strikes. Yet, exhaustion overwhelmed him. After 2 years of continuous training, his spear technique remained at the beginner level, and his E-rank ability offered little support. He reflected on the grim statistics. Martial students faced rising death rates, and without progress, his future seemed sealed. Determined to change his fate, Xu Jingming struck the building's console with desperation. Unexpectedly, a mysterious system activated. Startled, he realized it might be a transmigrator's cheat. A notification confirmed the system's launch and rewarded him with a newbie package containing 200 ability points and an S-rank super ability. Xu Jingming accepted the gift without hesitation. The system transferred immense power into his body. Purple Cloud Thunder God's Lightning. As it integrated, lightning surged uncontrollably, coursing through him and destroying the surrounding room. His body absorbed the energy at an accelerating rate, from 10 to 30%, until the rooftop exploded in a powerful blast. Outside, bystanders looked up in shock at the damaged building, unaware that within it, a new force had awakened as the lightning intensified inside the building. From his office, a high-ranking officer sensed the surge. Mistaking it for a powerful beast invasion, he activated emergency alert protocols and deployed Jiangcheng's 3rd Legion. Meanwhile, lightning dragons swirled through the sky, a manifestation of the overwhelming power condensing within Xu Jingming. When the system reached 100%, he unleashed a storm that shattered the training facility around him. Now fully awakened, Xu Jingming marveled at the S-rank ability. Purple Heaven Divine Thunder. One hit now could obliterate enemies. Though he managed to control the destruction, the sheer force left the room in ruins. Recalling the 200 ability points he had received, he accessed the system panel to view his current stats. Realizing the unified exam was the next day, he resolved to invest the points wisely. With time running out and his transformation complete, Xu Jingming took his first step toward reshaping his destiny. After receiving the system support, Xu Jingming began allocating his remaining ability points. Understanding that the foundation of power rested in both physical and mental strength, he chose to boost his blood energy and spirit. As the attributes increased, his body surged with controlled lightning, and his awareness sharpened. Experiencing the sudden enhancement firsthand, he realized the significant difference higher stats made to combat readiness. Putting his new strength to the test, he practiced his spear techniques again. The energy flow was more stable, and his control more precise. The system confirmed his improvements and hinted at the ability to unlock new techniques with further development. Confident, he decided to visit the martial hall and test his attack stats officially. However, as he exited, firefighters stormed in, responding to the earlier explosion. Xu Jingming explained it was a training accident. Now under control, the team verified his story and retreated, impressed by the strength he had displayed. Outside, curious onlookers discussed the incident, surprised that such destruction came from a student. Xu Jingming proceeded to the martial hall, reflecting on how difficult it was for ordinary families to afford training facilities. Now armed with a system, he would fight to rise despite those odds. Inside the martial hall, attention shifted as Tang Qi, Xu Jingming's confident and sharp-witted cousin, entered with a commanding presence, known for her looks and talent. She quickly attracted conversation among students. Xu Jingming arrived shortly after, exchanging a brief greeting with Tang Qi before heading straight to the training room. Drawing subtle notice from her, she sensed something had changed about him. His demeanor more focused, his presence more solid. While some students admired his appearance, others mocked him behind his back for his supposed E-rank ability. unaware of his recent transformation. Conversations continued around him, speculating on his chances in the upcoming martial exam, with most dismissing him due to his past performance. Meanwhile, inside the training area, Xu Jingming prepared to test his base physical strength. Holding his weapon, he immediately felt its weight had lessened, either from his enhanced physique or sheer determination. He acknowledged that with the exam looming, he had no time to seek a better weapon. Choosing to measure his raw strength without activating any power, he launched a clean strike. His spear sliced through the air and shattered the target with force, proving that even without enhancements, his foundational strength had improved dramatically. Inside the martial hall, Xu Jingming observed the results of his normal attack, a deep dent in the target, far beyond E-rank expectations. Satisfied, he decided it was time to test his full power, activating the S-rank ability Purple Heaven Divine Thunder. Lightning surged through his veins. With focused control, he struck the target again, this time unleashing a devastating wave of electric force that blasted the dummy into fragments. The system registered over 3,000 calories of attack force. Encouraged, Xu Jingming transitioned into his next move, the advanced technique, Lightning Gale. Electricity erupted violently from his spear, and the massive impact triggered tremors across the training hall. The ground shook, and the shock waves reached the floor below. Students nearby panicked as the building quaked. Rumors spread quickly, questioning if a powerful beast had attacked. Tang Qi and her group sensed the energy disturbance and rushed toward its source. Along the way, they crossed paths with Xu Jingming, who acted casually, concealing the source of the chaos. But as they entered the gym, they were stunned. The ground had split. The dummy was obliterated, and lightning still danced in the air. Their shock deepened as they realized this destruction came from a single student. In the aftermath of a devastating impact, students gathered around the damaged training facility. The wall, forged from reinforced memory metal, had been pierced clean through, something even advanced ability users struggled to accomplish. The witnesses were stunned. Discussions rose quickly. Speculation pointed to a second-order ability user, possibly one with immense destructive power. The violent energy left behind ruled out the possibility of an ordinary student. Among the murmurs, a girl suggested Xu Jingming as the culprit. Her theory he had been hiding his true strength all along. Others scoffed, dismissing it as fantasy, noting his known E-class rank. Yet, something about the scene didn't add up. As Tang Qi inspected the cratered wall, she noticed markings resembling spear thrusts, precise, focused, and impossibly powerful. Elsewhere, Xu Jingming stood silently, gripping a long black spear, his demeanor cold and unreadable. The next day, the martial arts exam commenced. Waves of students arrived at the grand testing site, buzzing with excitement and nerves. As the crowd disembarked from the buses, anticipation filled the air. Amid them, Xu Jingming stood with his weapon in hand. His gaze was firm. Today, the truth of his power would be revealed, not by words, but by action. As the candidates assembled, a tall student named Ning Yang caught everyone's attention. Rumors claimed he had awakened a rare sword-type ability and had already advanced to second-order level. Xu Jingming observed quietly, noting Ming Yang's confident aura. Inwardly, he wondered who was truly stronger. Chief Examiner Wang Jianhua began the briefing. He emphasized the exam's high-risk nature and the strict rules. The test would last 12 hours, held within a vast ruined city, divided into outer, inner, and core areas, each crawling with increasingly powerful beasts. Higher scores would be awarded for defeating stronger enemies, especially in the core. Xu Jingming reflected on his growth. Days ago, he wouldn't have dared enter the inner region. Now, his gaze was set on the core. The students received their exam gear, wristbands to track kills, tactical supplies, and safety balls to withdraw if needed. Xu Jingming accepted his gear with calm determination. When a classmate offered to protect him, believing he was still weak, he politely declined. While teams formed around him, Xu Jingming stood apart. With a gentle smile, he announced his decision to face the trial alone. The others, surprised, respected his resolve. As they prepared to move out, Xu Jingming turned toward the battlefield, ready to prove his strength. With a confident smirk, Xu Jingming reassured himself. He didn't need anyone's help to earn a high score. As the sirens signaled the start of the martial arts exam, drones began scanning candidates while broadcasting live footage. Students surged forward, racing into the ruined city, each with their own goal. Xu Jingming, determined, joined the charge. Other powerful students, including Ming Yang, quickly split off, their speed and strength on full display. But Xu Jingming remained composed, syncing his ID with the system. His name appeared on the leaderboard, but Zhou Mingyang already held first place. Unfazed, Xu Jingming decided to skip the outer areas and head straight to the core, navigating the ruins. He soon stumbled upon a wounded student, lying motionless. At first glance, it seemed like an injured participant, but the blood trail and broken gear raised suspicion. Xu Jingming knelt beside the body, scanning for vital signs. Suddenly, a chilling realization struck him. It was a setup. A black glowing beast burst from the shadows, its form twisted with unnatural energy. The body had been bait. Without hesitation, Xu Jingming tightened his grip on his spear and prepared for battle. The test had only just begun, but death was already close. Xu Jingming faced the shadow beast head-on. Its body radiated a threatening dark aura as it lunged at him with violent speed. Xu Jingming swiftly evaded, spear in hand, circling the creature with practiced precision. The beast roared and pounced again, forcing him into a defensive retreat. Realizing the enemy was not just fierce, but intelligent, Xu Jingming recalled information about high-level shadow beasts. These creatures could suppress weaker opponents with fear-inducing aura alone. He noted that many examinees would lose their ability to fight due to that pressure, but he felt nothing. Leaping high, Xu Jingming countered. His spear, charged with purple lightning, pierced deep into the beast's torso, cutting through its defenses. The creature collapsed, its body convulsing in its final moments. Xu Jingming stood unshaken, his system updating. 3 points awarded. He analyzed the outcome. Unranked beasts gave minimal reward, and the risks weren't worth it. Wasting time in the outer zone wasn't part of his plan. With renewed urgency, he headed toward the inner region. As he advanced, he eliminated multiple beasts in quick succession, gaining steady ability points. His kill speed, combat efficiency, and stamina far surpassed the norm. Now aiming for the core area, he was prepared for even greater challenges ahead. As Xu Jingming advanced deeper into the ruined city, he encountered a massive rhinoceros-like beast, emanating an overwhelming presence. Recognizing it as a high-level opponent, he wasted no time. Without hesitation, he dashed forward, narrowly avoiding a devastating charge. Using the creature's momentum against it, Xu Jingming struck with precise force, driving his spear into its vulnerable spot. The kill was swift and clean. Moments later, Xu Jingming noticed a significant change. His movements were more fluid, his combat instincts sharper. He suspected the Deep Blue system was accelerating his comprehension. As confirmation, new notifications appeared. His martial arts insights were being directly implanted into his consciousness, speeding up both reaction time and technique. Eager to test this breakthrough, he pressed onward in search of stronger foes. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the field, a group of classmates spotted signs of his presence. One of them thought she saw him earlier, but the idea was dismissed as impossible. Their doubt wavered when they discovered a slain beast pierced cleanly with a spear. Shocked, they speculated whether Xu Jingming was responsible. Checking the real-time rankings revealed the truth. Xu Jingming had entered the top 50 scorers. Disbelief spread among them, an E-rank student achieving such feats. They were stunned. Outside the arena, educators and officials watched the live rankings and combat feeds with keen interest. Jiangcheng First High School dominated the top 10, while Zhou Mingyang continued to impress. Xu Jingming's rapid climb into the top 50, however, caused confusion and surprise, especially from Second High's principal. They had dismissed him as an E-rank nobody, yet here he was, outperforming their best. Meanwhile, Xu Jingming entered the central zone, where the danger level sharply increased. Rubble and abandoned structures littered the streets, a sign of the fierce beasts that roamed the area. As he advanced, he felt the difference. Ranked beasts exuded more threatening auras and demonstrated tactical awareness. Spotting movement ahead, he readied his spear. From the shadows, a massive tiger with blade-like stripes lunged out, shattering the road with each step. Recognizing it as a 2-star ranked Azure Blade Tiger, Xu Jingming stood his ground. Rather than retreat, he welcomed the challenge. With his newly mastered techniques from the system, this was the perfect target to test his evolving strength in a real high-level battle. A monstrous saber-toothed tiger burst into the city ruins, its roar shaking the cracked pavement. Without hesitation, Xu Jingming readied his weapon and launched into the air, propelling himself with precision. He descended swiftly, staff poised, meeting the beast's charge with force. The tiger's claws scraped the ground where he had just stood, missing him by inches. Landing smoothly, Xu Jingming calmly analyzed the enemy. With strategic movement, he struck first, delivering a deep wound across the tiger's side. The beast retaliated wildly, claws flailing, but Xu Jingming maintained distance, using agility and timing to dodge. He repositioned, standing firm with his spear braced, locking eyes with the enraged tiger. Xu Jingming's aura surged. The enemy lunged again. Xu Jingming darted beneath its attack, guiding its momentum away. Using a burst of speed, He unleashed a thunder-infused strike, tearing into the beast's body and sending it crashing back in agony. Blood spilled across the broken road. Xu Jingming landed beside the fallen monster. The system confirmed the kill. One saber-toothed tiger down. Agility points acquired. With no time to rest, Xu Jingming turned toward a new wave of mutated beasts approaching. Gripping his spear tightly, he charged forward, ready to harvest more agility points. After the battle, the evaluation center buzzed with rising tension. Within the top 100 rankings, Xu Jingming's name appeared, tied at 32nd. Among a sea of students, only a few from Zhangcheng's second high stood out. Xu Jingming among them. Teachers praised Chen Fan for producing such talent, though he modestly deflected the credit. Then the screens updated. Xu Jingming's rank jumped to 25th. Whispers filled the hall as analysts recalculated points. His sudden gain confirmed a rapid kill count, 5 peak unawakened ferocious beasts in under 6 seconds, a feat unseen in years. As educators and officials rushed for answers, Principal Zhao admitted his surprise. Xu Jingming had an E-grade ability. Electricity, considered among the weakest. Officials were stunned. An E-grade had no right reaching this far. Speculation of cheating began to surface. There were still 6 hours left in the exam. And yet, an unknown candidate had shattered expectations, forcing both allies and rivals to reassess. Xu Jingming's momentum was undeniable, and now the entire examination board was watching him closely. Despite this, the live leaderboard kept updating. Xu Jingming climbed to 9th place. His cousin, Tang Qi, also a contender, recognized him mid-battle, acknowledging his strength. Others, like Zhou Mingyang, ranked first, dismissed his name entirely. Surveillance drones hovered above, capturing every move as Xu Jingming unleashed another lightning-charged strike, cutting down a shadow-class beast. Another ability point was logged. Observers at the control center tracked his rising rank with awe. With his rapid progression, Xu Jingming had already secured a place in the top 10. Facing the bloodied battlefield, he reflected briefly. Though his ability was once considered low-grade, he had surpassed countless elite candidates. With over 300 unspent ability points, he opened the system interface and allocated them to enhance his physique and spirit. Energy surged through his body as lightning wrapped around him. His combat readiness hit a new peak. Declaring his intent, he moved toward the core area, where danger spiked sharply. He quickly spotted a disturbing scene: 9 armored tigers devouring their prey. Leading them was a fearsome variant, the armored tiger king Xu Jingming. Didn't hesitate. He advanced, observing from behind a concrete wall. Before he could engage, a figure appeared. It was Zhou Mingyang, ranked first. Their exchange was tense. Zhou claimed to have monitored the monsters and proposed cooperation, but Xu Jingming rejected the offer flatly. Standing tall with firm resolve, Xu Jingming declared, "I'm enough by myself." And with that, he turned toward the deadly beasts, alone but unshaken. Xu Jingming stepped into the combat zone, his eyes fixed on the pack of armored tigers surrounding the corpse of their prey. As he advanced, the beasts sensed his presence and shifted into formation. Despite being low-intelligence creatures, their coordination displayed an instinctive strategy, a sign of a trained, ferocious beast group. Without hesitation, the alpha growled, prompting the tigers to charge. Xu Jingming responded immediately, channeling energy through his weapon. The moment they lunged, he released a burst of lightning speed, delivering a precise strike to the nearest threat. His movements were efficient and fluid, each attack aimed for instant kills. In a flurry of motion, he eliminated multiple tigers, collecting agility points for each successful takedown. Despite being surrounded, his control of the battlefield never wavered. The stronger variant, the armored tiger king, joined the fray, its presence amplifying the threat. Xu Jingming held his ground, adjusting his stance to face the leader. As the battle escalated, the force of an explosive attack shattered nearby structures, sending shockwaves through the air. Zhou Mingyang, watching from afar, was caught in the blast, injured and shaken. He realized he had underestimated Xu Jingming. Empowered by resolve, Xu Jingming prepared to face the Tiger King directly, alone and unyielding. Xu Jingming stood calmly above the lifeless body of the upper-rank armored tiger, his spear still humming with energy. With that kill, another Fey ability points were added to his score. Observing from a distance, Zhou Mingyang was stunned. Xu Jingming's growth was accelerating at an impossible rate. In a short time, he had collected hundreds of points, while Zhou questioned how a mere lightning type could achieve such strength. Xu Jingming showed no signs of slowing. The system confirmed his lead. Xu Jingming had officially surpassed Zhou, and now ranked first, with over Feifei points. The ranking board confirmed it in real time. Back at the monitoring center, observers were equally astonished. Experts marveled at Xu Jingming's mastery of high-level spear techniques at only 18. They hailed him as a true genius and expressed confidence that Jiang Cheng's second high would rise in reputation. 3 hours later, in the core zone, several top-ranking students arrived only to find the area unusually quiet. Tang Qi and others confirmed the reason. Xu Jingming had already wiped out most of the ferocious beasts. With no choice, many had been forced to form alliances just to survive. The scoreboards left no doubt. Xu Jingming had hunted nearly 200 core zone beasts on his own. As the combat exam neared its end, the remaining students discussed the risks of entering the innermost core zone. Stronger beasts, including second-order types, awaited within. Recognizing the danger, a group decided to team up. Meanwhile, Xu Jingming stood alone under the moonlight. Surrounded by the corpses of powerful beasts he had slain, supplies were gone, but his determination remained. Checking his stats, Xu Jingming saw over Feifei ability points accumulated. Knowing what lay ahead, he began enhancing his strength again. While others grouped for survival, he prepared for a final solo push. With sharpened focus and lightning-charged spear in hand, he moved toward the center. Ferocious roars echoed in the distance. Xu Jingming calmly advanced, wondering what level of beast would challenge him next in the closing moments of the exam. A group of students, including Tang Qi and Ming Yang, faced a sudden crisis when a mutated bloodthirsty savage bear appeared in the city. The monstrous beast, glowing red with rage, descended violently, destroying a mechanical drone and shattering the ground beneath. Panic spread as the group recognized the creature's lethal nature. One blow could easily end them all. Tang Qi and others considered abandoning the mission, but uncertainty and fear clouded their decisions. Just then, a figure approached through the rubble. Xu Jingming, with composed resolve, he leapt into action, his agility and power astonishing everyone. He charged forward, pole in hand, drawing the attention of the fierce beasts gathered ahead. Despite knowing he was vastly outnumbered, Xu Jingming fought his way through with fearless momentum slashing through the tide of enemies. Witnessing his courage, the others debated his fate. Amid the chaos, Xu Jingming was soon engulfed by the beasts. But from within the vortex of claws and fangs, a powerful surge of energy burst forth. Lightning erupted around him. He had awakened the purple thunder. Ming Yang dismissed Xu Jingming's recklessness, but Tang Qi stepped forward, revealing their bond. Xu Jingming was her cousin. She couldn't watch him die alone. Just when the savage beasts closed in, Xu Jingming's power erupted. Purple and blue lightning surged through his body, illuminating the entire battlefield. The destructive energy, unfamiliar to the onlookers, radiated with overwhelming force. With the awakened purple heaven divine thunder coursing through him, Xu Jingming launched an electrified assault, sweeping away nearby enemies. As the dust settled, he stood tall, his body still crackling with lightning. Dozens of beast corpses lay around him. But there was no time to rest. The bloodthirsty savage bear remained. Its massive form loomed behind him, and a deafening roar marked its renewed charge. Xu Jingming evaluated the situation. The leader was dangerous, but its minions could interfere once the battle began. With a clear strategy, he resolved to eliminate the smaller threats. First bursting forward, he tore through them with precision strikes, each blow empowered by the thunder in his veins. Every defeated beast added superpower points to his system. Encouraged, he kept pushing forward, focused and relentless. But the bear was not idle. It advanced, smashing through concrete, its glowing eyes locked on him. A direct clash was inevitable. Xu Jingming gathered his strength once more, knowing the final confrontation was now unavoidable. The bloodthirsty savage bear launched a devastating attack, slamming into the ground with brute force. Xu Jingming met its charge head-on, dodging swiftly while his spear, charged with lightning, pierced through waves of approaching beasts. One by one, high-ranked creatures fell before his strikes, their defeat granting him more power. Despite his confidence, the bear's overwhelming size and fury kept the pressure high. It lunged again, forcing Xu Jingming to block with all his strength. Realizing brute force wouldn't be enough, he channeled his energy precisely and struck deep into the beast's core. With the clash peaking, Xu Jingming smiled. He now understood the limit of this opponent. And with that clarity, he prepared to end the battle with his full strength. Xu Jingming launched a lightning-charged spear strike directly into the chest of the savage bear. The impact triggered a massive surge of purple thunder, engulfing the beast in crackling energy. From a distance, the watching students shielded themselves as shockwaves spread across the battlefield. Surveillance drones captured every moment, broadcasting the scene to higher authorities. Inside a command center, officials monitored the feed with growing disbelief. One senior officer recognized the unique nature of the lightning, questioning how someone so young could control such devastating power. Discussions quickly turned toward potential recruitment, speculation rising about Xu Jingming's true capabilities. Back on the battlefield, the bear was still alive. It roared violently and counterattacked. Xu Jingming dodged swiftly, leaping into the air and repositioning. He analyzed the bear's strength, aware it was no ordinary beast. He remained calm and focused, planning to exploit a vulnerability. Suddenly, the beast underwent a transformation. Black energy surged from its body, and its size expanded further. Xu Jingming was caught off guard by the unexpected evolution. The bear lunged again, with renewed strength, slamming down and causing widespread destruction. Despite this, Xu Jingming stood firm, gripping his weapon tightly, fully aware that the next moments would decide everything. With renewed focus, Xu Jingming analyzed the bear's transformed state. It was larger, more aggressive, and radiated dangerous energy. Yet, instead of retreating, Xu Jingming prepared a direct response. Channeling his power, he launched himself forward, lightning pulsing violently around him. As he closed the distance, he delivered a crushing blow to the bear's chest, temporarily staggering it. Summoning deeper strength, Xu Jingming activated his ultimate move, 9 Heavens Divine Lightning. With both hands raised, he called forth a blinding torrent of lightning energy. As the storm surged, he unleashed it directly into the bear's core. The impact cracked the air and scorched the battlefield. When the dust cleared, the beast was still alive, but weakened. Xu Jingming remained calm. He noted the bear's slowed movement, understanding that paralysis from his previous strike had taken hold. Now was his chance. He infused his weapon with lightning and wind energy, initiating the final combination technique. With explosive force, he struck downward, unleashing a piercing burst that tore through the ground. The bear collapsed, roaring as the attack landed. Though it had not been completely eliminated, its energy had significantly dropped. The system registered it as a high-level mutant, one barely hanging on. Xu Jingming had seized control of the battle. The battle was finally over. Xu Jingming stood among the remains of fallen beasts, satisfied with his upgraded lightning gale technique. Though brief, the fight had been his most exhilarating yet. As night settled, he wondered how many more points awaited in the core area. The results soon came in. Xu Jingming ranked first, with over 10,000 points, shattering school and provincial records. Observers hailed him as a genius among geniuses, declaring his path to becoming provincial champion all but guaranteed. In the aftermath of a fierce battle, Xu Jingming stood among the corpses of the etheric beasts. With time running short, he focused on clearing the inner and core zones. Having eliminated all threats in those areas, he moved quickly toward the central zone, determined to kill as many remaining beasts as possible before the exam concluded. Elsewhere, other candidates coordinated their strategies and rushed into formation. Mengdi noted the sudden drop in the etheric beast population and began to suspect that someone had drastically altered the balance. Mingyang drew attention with his powerful presence, and some candidates began to realize he might be behind the overwhelming purge of enemies. An hour later, the exam concluded. The organizing committee announced the end of the assessment and instructed candidates to evacuate. Many barely survived the trial, but Xu Jingming emerged calm, his body surrounded by fallen beasts. His dominance raised eyebrows among students and instructors alike. Outside the venue, discussion sparked curiosity about Xu Jingming's true strength. Even relatives who once underestimated him now reconsidered their opinions. When he finally appeared, the crowd erupted, some cheering, others begging for recognition or favors. Xu Jingming had not only survived, he had become the center of attention. After the exam, Xu Jingming drew attention from both peers and officials. While others watched in silence, impressed yet envious, Xu Jingming remained calm. Director from the Education Bureau personally congratulated him and offered a private ride, an opportunity Xu Jingming accepted to avoid the crowd's attention. During the ride, director inquired about Xu Jingming's university plans. Xu Jingming admitted he hadn't decided, having focused solely on improving his strength. Director encouraged him to consider the nation's top 3 superpower universities, Qingjing, Maju, and Jincheng. Each had unique advantages, official affiliations, elite clubs, or ancient techniques, and all offered direct pathways to higher cultivation. Curious, Xu Jingming questioned what made their methods superior. Director explained that their top-tier training could accelerate a student's growth dramatically. With his results, Xu Jingming would easily qualify for admission and receive favorable treatment. The conversation ended with Xu Jingming expressing his gratitude and understanding. The next day, Xu Jingming resumed his routine, starting with a shower. As system data appeared before him, he reviewed his current status, thousands of ability points and advanced techniques unlocked. With over 2,500 points, he concluded he was ready for university entry. Still, he considered whether post-admission combat zones or wilderness missions might better suit his growth path. Xu Jingming's aunt and Tang Qi decided to surprise him at home, entering without warning through a broken door. They found him just out of the shower, caught off guard and barely dressed, leading to a moment of awkwardness. After the tension eased, they gathered at the table to talk. His aunt reminisced about how she took him in after his parents passed away, raising him like her own son. She expressed her concern over the danger of the martial arts exam, stating that his well-being mattered more than his results. Tang Qi encouraged Xu Jingming to share his performance himself. Xu Jingming casually revealed that he had scored over 1,000 points, shocking his aunt so much she nearly choked. As he handed over the report as proof, she was overwhelmed with pride, embracing him warmly and acknowledging his growth. Elsewhere, a meeting among officials reviewed his combat footage. Despite his rank being low, his battle performance raised suspicion, prompting intense debate about how such power could come from an E-rank awakener. Xu Jingming stared at his phone, stunned. He had secured first place in Jiangnan Province's martial arts examination. Despite being labeled as an E-class superpower holder, his performance surpassed expectations and caught media attention. Online platforms buzzed with disbelief, calling him an absolute dark horse and questioning how someone with such a low classification could achieve top honors. At the awards ceremony, the atmosphere was electric. Reporters swarmed as officials praised Jiang Cheng No. 2 High School for producing the provincial top scorer. Principal Zhao confidently addressed the media, assuring them of Xu Jingming's authenticity. The city honored Xu Jingming with a hefty reward of 1 million yuan, officially recognizing his achievements. Meanwhile, outside, journalists and scouts eagerly awaited Xu Jingming's arrival. Despite his win, he chose to continue training at the martial arts gym, showing unwavering dedication. His actions surprised the education officials, further raising his profile. Behind the scenes, prominent university representatives gathered. As rumors of Xu Jingming's capabilities spread, their interest deepened. Visions of powerful beasts and violent storms hinted at the scale of battles awaiting him, with competing universities eyeing him. A quiet tension filled the room. Each recruiter was determined to claim the young prodigy for their own academy. Xu Jingming entered the room confidently, his training sword slung over his back. His presence instantly drew attention from the university officials who had been awaiting his arrival. Zhang Zhaoyue observed him closely, noting his unwavering aura and physical readiness. Despite the pressure of national attention, Xu Jingming remained composed and calm. Introductions followed, and the atmosphere grew tense as the representatives from top superpower universities questioned his achievements and potential. Though polite, they clearly intended to test the validity of his results. Zhang Zhaoyue initiated the evaluation process, revealing a superpower detection device to measure Xu Jingming's true abilities. As Xu Jingming placed his hand on the device, powerful lightning surged around him. The device trembled, unable to contain the overflowing energy. Lightning exploded outward, shaking the room and cracking the machine. The results were beyond expectation. It wasn't just an awakening, but an overwhelming force rivaling high-tier superhumans. Shocked, the officials realized Xu Jingming's potential exceeded their classifications. They debated fiercely, each wanting him for their institution. Wu Yuan and Su Yan made bold claims, offering him future and opportunity. But Zhang Zhaoyue, calm and strategic, hinted at something deeper. Xu Jingming wasn't just a prodigy. He was a key figure whose future would influence far more than academic prestige. The announcement of S-class cultivation resources stunned the university representatives. Xu Jingming, unfamiliar with such terms, listened as Zhang Zhaoyue explained the rarity of dragon-type fierce beasts, monsters born at high tiers with innate, dominant power. These beasts, when harnessed, offered unparalleled strength, and their essence was used in elite training. Zhang Zhaoyue revealed that Maju University possessed such resources. Faced with offers from all sides, the decision was his. With clarity and confidence, Xu Jingming made his choice: Maju Superpower University. His selection left the others reeling, while Zhang Zhaoyue smiled knowingly. The prodigy had just stepped onto a path paved with true power. After choosing Magic City Superpower University, Xu Jingming received his official acceptance letter. The document glowed with prestige, symbolizing both honor and the great expectations ahead. Zhang Zhaoyue formally welcomed him, reminding him that as a specially recruited student, all preparations would be made to support his development. Xu Jingming expressed his gratitude and requested early access to the university's advanced training resources, which Zhang Zhaoyue approved without hesitation. Soon after, Xu Jingming departed for Magic City. At the station, his family saw him off with pride and emotion. His uncle and cousin offered parting words, and his cousin, who who would also study nearby, promised to support him. Xu Jingming boarded the train, his eyes set on the future. During the ride, he studied superpower cultivation techniques with intense focus, calculating the progression path of lightning abilities. He meditated to strengthen his core foundation before arriving. Reaching the city, he was taken aback by its scale and vibrant energy. Just as he prepared to head into the campus, a university staff member approached in a red sports car to guide him through his next steps. Xu Jingming knew this marked only the beginning. His journey into elite training and real combat was about to begin. Xu Jingming officially registered at Magic City Superpower University and received his student ID. Surprised by the high-end dormitory, he learned that special recruits like him were granted superior accommodations, each unit equipped with advanced facilities and shared only with one other student. Once settled, he proceeded to complete all formalities, guided by a faculty member. The university introduced him to its core systems, credits, and mentorship. Credits served as the campus currency, used to purchase meals, equipment, or even training sessions. Students could earn credits through exams or performance-based competitions. Xu Jingming received 100 starting credits. The second system was the exclusive mentor program. Each student could choose a top-level superpowered mentor to receive one-on-one guidance. Mentors held secret training methods not taught publicly. Zhang Zhaoyue recommended Yang Zhenshin, the dean of the Weaponry Academy, known for his lightning techniques and mastery of the Spear-on AI device, called EVA, displayed data on all available mentors. Yang's record stood out, an undefeated spear wielder with immense lightning control. As Xu Jingming reviewed the profiles, he realized Yang was the ideal fit. With conviction in his eyes, he made his decision. He had taken his first step toward elite, personalized cultivation at the academy. Arriving at the grand residence of the mentor, Xu Jingming marveled at its serene, yet imposing structure. The scale and elegance of the place reflected the power and prestige of the individual who lived there. Standing at the gate, he was met by a senior student named Lin Yunchuan, who recognized him as a specially recruited freshman seeking mentorship. Lin Yunchuan explained the challenge ahead: gaining mentorship, especially early, was rare. Most freshmen needed to prove themselves through a school-wide competition. Even Lin Yunchuan himself had been turned away multiple times over 6 months. Still, he persisted, unwilling to give up. They were both surprised when the butler appeared and welcomed them warmly, something unprecedented in Lin's past visits. Inside, Xu Jingming felt the overwhelming presence of Yang Zhenqian, the formidable dean of the Weaponry Academy. The man radiated authority and strength without hesitation. He acknowledged Xu Jingming's identity, already aware of his reputation, thanks to Director Zhang. Rather than delay, Yang instructed them to follow him directly to the training room. For Xu Jingming, the journey had escalated quickly. Unlike others who waited months for attention, he was being personally escorted by one of the most powerful mentors in the academy. His trial was about to begin. After assessing Xu Jingming's overall progress, Lord Yang confirmed that his mental state, elemental control, and combat sense had reached advanced levels. Still, he wished to personally witness Jingming's rank ability, the Purple Heaven Divine Thunder. Responding calmly, Jingming initiated the ability, causing lightning to surge violently through the air. His body became enveloped in arcs of purple and white thunder, shaking the training hall's foundations. Lord Yang observed with astonishment. Although he possessed his own lightning-based ability, he quickly recognized the immense gap between a rank and S-rank powers. The display confirmed Jingming's unmatched potential. Internally, Lord Yang acknowledged that if Jingming continued to develop his skills, his accomplishments might one day surpass his own. He extended an invitation for Jingming to become his disciple, but warned of the dangers tied to his reputation. Becoming his student would bring not only knowledge but also enemies. Undeterred, Xu Jingming knelt down and accepted, expressing admiration for those who thrived amid conflict. Lord Yang welcomed him as his 32nd disciple and his first ever S-Rank 1 as recognition. Xu Jingming, a top-tier training method book. Lord Yang explained it was an S-Rank technique designed to refine both body and ability. Jingming learned that combat techniques, like abilities, followed a rank system, with this one being extremely rare and powerful. Before mastering the final technique, he must first complete the ability training method. After being formally accepted as Lord Yang's disciple, Xu Jingming expressed his gratitude. Lord Yang reflected on the difficulty of cultivating the Thunder Indestructible Body, a top-tier technique that even he had only reached halfway. He placed his hopes in Jingming, believing that if Jingming reached the final level, he could achieve a state that was both eternal and indestructible. Outside the hall, Jingming encountered Senior Tan, who appeared disheartened. Tan explained his frustration. He had failed to meet the criteria to become Lord Yang's disciple. The requirement was to defeat another disciple, Senior Li, using only 1/10 of his power, an impossible task for Tan. Misunderstanding Jingming's presence, he assumed Jingming had also failed and offered guidance. But upon hearing that Jingming had already passed, Tan was left speechless and confused, wondering if Jingming was someone of hidden background or status. Later, in his private training room, Jingming began advancing his cultivation. Already having mastered the extreme ability training method, he directly allocated his gained points to level up his divine thunder ability and vitality. As he activated the system, surges of energy surrounded him, and the transformation began. However, the sudden boost caused immense pressure to flood his body. Despite his effort to endure, the pain became overwhelming. Moments later, a powerful burst of thunder exploded from his form, shaking the room with intense force. After enduring intense pain, Xu Jingming successfully broke through and became a first-tier, lower-rank ability user. The transformation was confirmed as streams of purple lightning surged through his body, signaling a massive power upgrade. He recognized the leap was a result of using the extreme ability training method, which significantly enhanced both his vitality and spirit beyond what ordinary techniques could offer. Reviewing his system status, Jingming noted that his points had been well spent, providing immense stat gains at low cost. He decided to conserve the remaining points for critical uses, particularly for cultivating higher-tier combat techniques like the Thunder Indestructible Body. As an S-rank technique, its energy cost and difficulty would only increase, making careful planning essential. The next day, Jingming met with Lord Yang to report his breakthrough. The elder was stunned at the rapid progress. Jingming had become an ability user in less than 24 hours, a feat that even top-tier geniuses rarely achieved. Lord Yang acknowledged that when he first attempted to train the Thunder Indestructible Body, just building the foundation had been a major hurdle. Pleased with Xu's accomplishment, Lord Yang offered the next stage of training, the Thunder Core Foundation. He even provided a rare S-rank resource, essence blood from a high-level beast, the Thunder Tyrannosaurus. Jingming accepted eagerly, aware that mastering this stage would bring him closer to true transformation. Lord Yang unleashed the heat-fire true thunder into Xu Jingming's body. Intense red lightning surged through his veins, causing excruciating pain as the Thunder Indestructible Body training reached its critical moment. Elsewhere in the compound, a green-robed man expressed surprise at the resilience of Lord Yang's new disciple. He suspected that Xu Jingming's rapid progress might be related to his access to rare resources like the Thunder Tyrannosaurus's essence blood and the Thunder Indestructible Body technique. Just as he voiced his intent to observe his training, a loud crash echoed from upstairs. Curious, he rushed toward the source of the noise. As she approached, he witnessed a powerful energy surge radiating from Xu's training room. Peeking inside, he was stunned by the sight. Xu Jingming, covered in lightning and blood, had lost control. His body was violently reacting to the thunder energy, and his eyes glowed ominously. His energy output resembled that of a furious beast. Unable to contain himself, he charged toward her in a trance. At that moment, Lord Yang appeared, shouting for Jingming to regain control. The green-robed man narrowly avoided his attack. Eventually, Jingming awakened from the frenzy. He confessed confusion about his sudden violent impulse. Lord Yang calmly explained the side effects of the Thunder Tyrannosaurus blood, assuring him it would subside. Grateful and self-aware, Jingming promised to stay in control. His successful progress amazed the others, solidifying his growing reputation among Lord Yang's disciples. After completing his foundation training, Xu Jingming received a generous greeting gift of 200 credits from Senior Li. Surprising him, Lord Yang explained that such gestures were customary among disciples, especially when welcoming junior brothers. He reminded Jingming that he too would carry this tradition forward when guiding younger peers. With the training phase completed, Lord Yang instructed Jingming to rest and returned the next morning to begin spear and technique lessons under Senior Li. Later, Jingming moved into his new dormitory and met his white-haired roommate, Liu Wentao, who greeted him cheerfully while playing video games. Liu Wentao quickly recognized Jingming's name, recalling his fame as the top scorer from Jiangnan province. Jingming confirmed his identity and clarified that he did awaken during the college entrance exam. Liu Wentao, an energetic and talkative student, bombarded him with questions, clearly excited to have such a notable roommate. As they talked, Jingming reflected internally on his past. He had always disliked loneliness. In his previous life, he grew up in an orphanage, where he found companionship with his fellow orphans and roommates. Those memories shaped his appreciation for connection in this life. The two bonded quickly, and together, they made their way to Mirage Martial Academy. Jingming's new beginning as a martial arts student had officially begun. At Mirage Martial Academy's public training hall, various students displayed their strength and combat techniques. Some flaunted their C-rank abilities and enhanced physiques, boasting about their power. The large hall, reinforced with memory alloy, could withstand intense training without damage and accommodate up to 300 students. Xu Jingming and Liu Wentao observed the scene as they explored the facility. Noticing a set of numbered pillars, they learned about the Punch Power Challenge boards, 5 columns ranking the top punch forces across all tiers of ability users. A reward awaited anyone who ranked within the top 3,000. Curious and eager, Liu Wentao decided to give it a try and swiped his student card to initiate the challenge. Under the watchful eyes of nearby students, Liu Wentao delivered a solid punch, achieving a force of 476 kilograms, a decent result for a freshman. However, his optimism was crushed when the leaderboard ranked him below 100,000, embarrassed. He realized the system recorded all student scores in the Academy's century-long history, not just among current students, mocked by others for his ranking. Liu Wentao's confidence faltered, but Jingming reassured him. He reminded Liu Wentao that as a spiritual-type user, brute strength wasn't his strength, and encouraged him to stay focused on his path instead. Xu Jingming stepped up to the challenge, determined to test his progress. Despite others doubting his rank, he focused calmly. With his foundation and physique fully developed, he launched a powerful punch. Thunderous energy surged through his body, striking the pillar with immense force. All eyes watched, awaiting the result that would reveal the true extent of his strength.
After stepping forward in front of the assessment machine, Xu Jingming delivered a powerful punch that shocked the room. The machine recorded a staggering result, 4,589 kilograms of fist power. The test confirmed he had broken the long-standing record. As students gathered, stunned by the reading, his name appeared at the top of the leaderboard, surpassing Luo Yang and Chen Dahan, both respected upperclassmen. Whispers of disbelief spread. Xu Jingming wasn't just talented, he had shattered expectations. The record-breaking feat sparked admiration and curiosity. Some students speculated about his potential, while others saw it as an opportunity to rally behind him. One friend praised the compatibility between Xu Jingming's ability and his thunder enhancement, recognizing the unexpected improvement. The institution's system rewarded him immediately with 400 credits, acknowledging his outstanding performance. With the record now public, Xu Jingming drew attention from all sides. He inquired about further ways to gain credits, and learned he could challenge the union building or accept tasks. Other clubs and groups began circling, eager to recruit the strongest freshmen into their ranks. Meanwhile, news of Xu Jingming's feat reached senior students. One in particular grew resentful, believing his own chance at local fame had been stolen. Enraged, he resolved to reclaim his lost honor. Xu Jingming, unaware of the brewing tension, analyzed his gains calmly, already planning his next step. After testing his physical strength, Xu Jingming turned his attention to the mental aspect of combat. He recognized that refining battle technique required deeper strategic thinking, not just raw power. Declining his friend's offer to spar, Xu Jingming instead set out alone toward the battle technique library to broaden his abilities. The facility, vast and modern, held the school's most advanced martial arts resources. Upon scanning his student ID, a glowing golden energy responded, indicating his eligibility. As an S-grade student, Xu Jingming was immediately recognized by the staff and granted special access, a privilege reserved for those with potential to reach Grandmaster level. Inside, the staff explained how access tiers worked. B-grade and lower manuals were on open floors, while higher-grade techniques required both strength and status. Xu Jingming requested lightning element battle techniques and was guided to the 4th floor where precious secret manuals were stored. Using a floating assistant, he viewed a selection of techniques. Among them were SS-grade arts like 10,000 Prisons, Heavenly Thunder Guidance, and Wrath of the Thunder God, both requiring elite qualifications. Though impressed by the power these techniques promised, he realized he lacked the necessary cultivation level to access them. He shifted focus to grade options. With various types categorized, offensive, movement, body refinement, he felt overwhelmed, but luckily, a teacher's prior recommendation helped him narrow his choice efficiently. Inside the battle technique library, Xu Jingming carefully selected the technique Thunder Flash Transformation, and a grade manual tailored for lightning element users. After choosing it, he returned to the reading room where he accessed the original battle manual and began intense study. Hours passed as Xu Jingming remained seated, flipping through pages, analyzing diagrams and committing every detail to memory. Fatigue gradually set in, but he pressed on, determined to finish. As the clock ticked late into the night, sweat beaded on his forehead from the mental strain. Finally, exhausted, he leaned back, having read all the materials. His effort was rewarded as the Deep Blue system activated, converting his superpower points into real skills. Several techniques, including Thunder Spear, Thunder Prison, and Thunder Flash, were successfully learned to elementary level. A status window showed his growth, improved spirit, and vitality stats, along with a library of lightning-based techniques. With a satisfied smile, Xu Jingming clenched his fist, wondering who would be the first opponent to face the power of his newly acquired skills. Under the moonlight, the academy stood quiet and still inside. Students prepared for the training session scheduled for the next morning. Xu Jingming received news about his placement in Training Group 1. His calm response surprised his roommate who delivered the message. Curious, his roommate asked about Xu Jingming's combat skill level. Xu Jingming casually replied that he had mastered 4 rank techniques. Shocked, his roommate remarked that most needed a year to learn 1 rank technique. Not 4. Xu Jingming's progress defied expectations. When asked about his permission level, Xu Jingming clarified that it wasn't a rank, but S rank, a far rarer and more powerful classification. The roommate was left speechless. He realized the top scorer they all underestimated was an S rank with unmatched potential. After heard that, he decided to be an old fan. Later, alone, Xu Jingming entered the training room with a spear in hand. Despite his current strength, he acknowledged that he still lacked real battle experience, especially with weapons. He activated a virtual combat simulation determined to sharpen his instincts and test his combat ability against multiple opponents. Xu Jingming reviewed his personal evaluation stats and training score. The results confirmed his overwhelming potential and elite status. Confident, he moved forward with his spear, aware that others would soon take notice of his abilities. The next day, during freshman assembly, other students recognized him as the mysterious top scorer from yesterday's record. In the gym, a student named Lei Zhou challenged Xu Jingming publicly, seeking to prove himself against the top performer. Lei Zhou came from a strong lineage and ranked 2nd in the province, but the crowd sensed his frustration at being overshadowed. Xu Jingming, however, remained unfazed. Without emotion, he declined the challenge, stating plainly that he wasn't interested. Despite Xu Jingming's refusal, Lei Zhou provoked him by questioning his bravery and status. Xu Jingming remained still but alert. Xu Jingming noticed Lei Zhou's hands subtly move, sensing that an attack was coming despite the supposed conversation. With speed and instinct, Xu Jingming deflected Lei Zhou's sudden strike, catching the weapon midair before it could reach him. The movements made Lei Zhou shocked. Lei Zhou, humiliated by the failed surprise attack, declared a formal challenge. Xu Jingming responded by naming the time and place. The challenge was scheduled to happen in 7 days at noon on Broadcast Platform 3. The crowd began murmuring in excitement. During the freshman assembly, the dean welcomed the students and emphasized the importance of combat power rankings at the school. The school revealed its ranking system, which used virtual dive pods to simulate combat scenarios and measure performance. Students were encouraged to climb the rankings as the rewards were said to be generous and highly competitive. Xu Jingming remained calm, but planned to seek out his mentor and continue his daily training to prepare for the week ahead. Xu Jingming met his mentor and senior brother to resume training. They prepared him with physical drills and internal energy focus. Electricity surged from Xu Jingming as he meditated. His power control improved steadily. With each session, after hours of focus, his senior asked about his recent growth. Xu Jingming simply responded that it was just luck. They discussed Xu Jingming's rapid advancement and the upcoming challenge against Lei Zhou, now just a few days away. The mentor agreed to help by simulating the future opponent's fighting style and pushing Xu Jingming beyond his limits. Meanwhile, the battle arena began to fill with students, all anticipating the showdown between the academy's top-ranked freshmen. The crowd speculated about the outcome as Lei Zhou confidently claimed the upper hand based on data and past rankings. Just then, Xu Jingming arrived at the arena, his composed entrance silencing the room and drawing everyone's attention. Lei Zhou observed quietly, knowing that Xu Jingming, once mocked, was now standing as a symbol of hidden strength. Before the match, Lei Zhou proposed adding stakes, wagering all their accumulated credits for the fight's outcome. Xu Jingming accepted the terms without hesitation, while the credits were transferred securely to a third-party overseer to ensure fairness. The teacher overseeing the duel warned that battles between superpowered individuals often carried serious risk, but Xu Jingming remained undeterred. The audience buzzed with tension, remarking on the high stakes. Both fighters entered the ring under heavy anticipation. The presiding teacher prepared to initiate the match, giving both contestants the signal to unleash their abilities. With a calm yet focused expression, Xu Jingming readied his stance while Lei Zhou grinned with confidence. As the duel began, Lei Zhou attacked first, launching a blazing assault infused with his superpower, Tiger Flame Double Strike. Spectators reacted in awe as the ring was engulfed in fiery energy, showcasing Lei Zhou's aggressive technique. Following up, Lei Zhou unleashed his signature move, Raging Flame Slash, aiming to overpower Xu Jingming in a single blow. The audience grew nervous, questioning if Xu Jingming could handle such a powerful opening attack from a top provincial scorer. Xu Jingming countered with his awakened power. Electricity surged through him as he activated his core ability. Effortlessly, he deflected Lei Zhou's strike. Electricity crackled across the ring as he launched a direct, precise counterattack. Lei Zhou charged forward with a roar, lightning crackling violently from his body. Despite bleeding, he pushed his body beyond its limits and refused to fall. He launched a powerful spear strike infused with thunder energy. The impact shattered the floor and sent shockwaves across the arena, drawing shocked gasps from spectators. Breathing heavily, Lei Zhou knelt in the center of the ring, blood pooling beneath him, yet his spirit unbroken. Around him, whispers filled the air, amazed at his tenacity. Won Sr. watched calmly, noting Lei Zhou hadn't forced out even a fraction of her junior brother Xu Jingming's strength. Her gaze held quiet confidence. The referee declared the match's outcome, but Lei Zhou interrupted. Blood dripping from his lips, he insisted the fight wasn't over. He reached into his collar and pulled out a red pill, eyes blazing with determination as he prepared for one final stand. The referee shouted in alarm, recognizing it as a blood fury pill. The pill risked permanent damage to the user. Spectators buzzed with disbelief. Despite knowing the risks, Lei Zhou consumed it to boost his power temporarily. Lei Zhou accepted the consequences. Whether he won or lost, he would not back down from the fight he started. The referee warned that using such a pill violated the rules, but Lei Zhou invoked a clause for self-defense in abnormal matches. Flames surged from his body as the pill activated. The referee observed that the pill pushed Lei Zhou to near general-level power, but it might not be enough. Xu Jingming stood firm, his body wrapped in purple thunder. With sharp focus, he raised his weapon. Electricity surged beneath his feet as he launched forward, his speed exploding beyond visible range. In a flash, Xu Jingming appeared before Lei Zhou. The force of his movement alone made the arena tremble as Lei Zhou realized he couldn't match such speed. Xu Jingming and Lei Zhou clashed mid-air, their weapons crackling with opposing energies, purple lightning against blazing flames. After the clash, Lei Zhou staggered back but refused to retreat, gripping his burning fists as he prepared his next strike. Driven by desperation, Lei Zhou gathered all his strength, launching his fiercest fire-infused assault determined to turn the tide. Despite the heat and force of the flames, Xu Jingming stood unshaken, forming a new spear with condensed purple lightning. Lei Zhou attempted to strategize, but his thoughts couldn't match Xu Jingming's rising intensity. The pressure began to overwhelm him. Xu Jingming released a rapid, precise strike with the lightning spear. Lei Zhou barely reacted before the attack exploded upon impact. Lei Zhou tried to counter with a burst of fire, but Xu Jingming's energy sphere shattered it in an instant. As Xu Jingming advanced again, a spectator realized this wasn't just power, it was precise, refined technique. Suddenly, Lei Zhou activated a hidden skill, surrounding himself with blazing energy in a final push for control. Lei Zhou charged, determined to crush Xu Jingming's lightning with fire, but his movements slowed under pressure. Xu Jingming, calm and focused, gathered intense lightning around him, his steps silent yet impossibly fast. Before Lei Zhou could strike, Xu Jingming launched forward, purple bolts firing like arrows from his form. Dozens of lightning lances descended from above, overwhelming Lei Zhou's fire shield in seconds. Realizing he was defenseless, Lei Zhou panicked, shouting internally that he was about to die. In fear and surrender, Lei Zhou cried out his admission of defeat, just as Xu Jingming's spear halted inches from his face. But someone shouted them to stop. Xu Jingming's final strike pierced the ground beside Lei Zhou, stopping just short of a fatal blow. Lei Zhou howled in pain from a slash to his side. Kneeling in defeat, Lei Zhou clutched his bleeding side. Xu Jingming stood tall before him, his aura calm and composed. The referee declared Xu Jingming the victor. The room fell silent, all eyes drawn to the overwhelming gap in strength. Spectators shouted in amazement. Xu Jingming had executed 4 combat techniques in seconds, and each one was executed with perfect fluidity. Senior brother remarked that Xu Jingming's technique power reached B rank, astonishing for someone his age. He confessed she only dared attempt a C rank move after months of training, yet Xu Jingming performed advanced techniques with ease. Lei Zhou humbly thanked Xu Jingming for sparing him and promised to repay his debt. The match had changed his attitude completely. Xu Jingming received a large reward, including credits and currency, transferred directly to his account. His friend congratulated him and suggested they enjoy their victory at the city center that evening. Xu Jingming declined, mentioning he still had training planned with his junior brother. As they left the arena, Xu Jingming asked about the upcoming program the academy hinted at. His friend revealed the secret. A male dormitory mixer event was